People with gut issues usually complain about having to comply with something they don't agree with. And they can't show it or they'll get in more trouble. So they build up this reservoir of unexpressed anger, rebelliousness, and are vulnerable to situations where they feel humiliated, coerced, enforced, or violated, unable to submit or admit defeat gracefully, especially to those whom they are most dependent for love, sustenance, and approval. They respond to these external pressures with gut symptoms. Now, my name is Mike the Heal Your Gut Guy, and I help people get better from all sorts of gut issues. I used to have Crohn's and colitis myself with my 13-day protocol. There's a link to it down in the description. This paper right here was written by a nurse in the 1970s. It's a medical paper talking about the role of stress when it comes to gut issues. Now, the biggest thing that I hear people kind of rub the wrong way is like, oh, well, why is there other people who are stressed out? They're always stressed, they're always angry, and they don't have gut issues. I'm not saying all stress causes gut issues. What I am saying is when someone comes down with a gut disease, it's always after a stressful event. And most of the time, they are not conscious of it. Like it was so stressful, the conscious mind just played dead and all that huge burden just got placed on the look, the subconscious mind does 99% of the bodily functions. It would make sense that it would just go straight to your subconscious mind, and it's in your subconscious mind is processing so much information. It's controlled by this was common knowledge in the 1950s. This whole paper, it's written like it's matter of fact that, oh yeah, it's caused by stress. Like the whole paper's like that. Where if you're to read a medical paper today, they don't know, they think it's genes, they think it's like they literally have no clue nowadays. Back then it was like, yeah, somebody's gonna get better if they get the stress under their life under control. I keep telling them that it's stress, they don't believe me, but the people who did get better, they got the stress in their life under control. Now, it's a little bit more involved than that, and a lot of the times you don't even have to get the stress under control. So for example, I was with my girlfriend at the mall the other day, and we were walking through the mall, and she went into some store I did not want to go into, and I got the urge to go to the bathroom. And while I was sitting on the toilet, doing my business, I had this aha moment like, wow, this reminds me of the time when I was a little kid and I wasn't allowed to have Ninja Turtle action figures, Power Ranger action figures. I couldn't, she wouldn't let me buy that Lego set the pirate Lego set that I really wanted. And then to put icing on the cake, she would spend a ton of time, I think it was Bed Body Works or something like that. And it felt like an eternity to me. So my girlfriend going in there was this subconscious PTSD trigger. And so as I came out of the bathroom, I went back in there. I didn't have to go to the bathroom, even though I was still like, hey, can we go? Can we leave? I don't want to be here. And then a few months later, we went back to that same store and I didn't get symptoms. I brought that connection, that PTSD trigger, to consciousness. There's a very big difference between doing like therapy and digging through your child. Like how do you even get over that? What I have found, sometimes there are times where you really have to help somebody come to peace with something they get anxiety about every time they see it. Like somebody's afraid of dogs and they see dogs. Oh my God, dogs. They have a very good reason for that. And most of the time, they're not conscious of that reason. And so what my 13-day protocol does is it teaches you how a traumatized brain works, how what your gut is actually doing, and how stress factors into this. Dr. Hammer is one of the guys who, it's like kind of like the foundation for what we're doing in this. He could look at someone's brain CT scan and know exactly what all diseases that person had. That stress, when you get hit with a stressful situation, it literally feels like you get hit by a bolt of lightning. And it's almost what it looks like on a brain CT scan. You see these impacts on the brain. And it puts an organ into overdrive to help you overcome that situation. So go down in the comments below and click this link and purchase this, because it will be the best investment you have ever made in your whole entire life.